Thank you, Yomara Keshe. Yeah. Boki Olusegun saying hello to Papa T. Wow.
Hi, Boki. What's going on?
Good. In for a small time. Wow. I think we've had quite a lot of people. Yomi Adedeji, Dele, a lot of people, George, Mobala Elliott, all the way from US. I have Buki Olusegun. Did you do your last thing, D? Wow. This is huge, isn't it? And also I have Caleb Garabadan Karo. Hello, Caleb. Also, Olutoyin Akinwale, all the way from South Africa.
Wow.
So many people are watching. The music of the one called Yetunde Komolafe, produced by Evans Oboyi, and that song is called Your Name is Jehovah. That's actually our first single, and I've known this sister for quite a while. She was a choir leader, and she's one of the members of the choir in the Living Faith Connections, and they actually won an award, I think, some years back. She's really good. What do you think about that song?
Well, I think the song is smooth.
Yeah,
it's laid back.
Yeah,
and the vocals are quite clear.
Yeah, very clean vocals.
And that's really important when you want to send a message across. So I think it's just a completely smooth song. Yeah, I think
she's quite deep. And so a big shout out to Yetunde Komolafe. Now, you at least you let me rest. I've played your song, so you know now I'm not a biased fellow.
Oh, so there's been something going on.
Yeah, but she's somebody who's actually going to the recording, being a recording artist presently. She's been singing for a long time. You would know when you see her live performances. I'm telling you, she's very good. So I said, look, let's see what we can do. Once again, for those just joining for the very first time, this is Olasuko Misanzi, your host on Soul Spectrum, and I'm here with Popo Spank and Toyin Ojeyomi. Together, we'll be co-presenting the program. And our guest, we're still waiting for our guest anyway. So in the meantime, we will continue with what we have. Coming up shortly, the next song I'm going to play is an artist called Brimo. I think personally he's one of the most underrated Nigerian artists. Brimo. He calls himself the son of the carpenter. And he's had several albums, and I've been able to actually monitor this guy's progress musically. I think personally, it's my opinion, I think he's one of the guys who should be like an African cultural ambassador, because his songs are so deep and they're intense in terms of the subjects it deals with. What do you think about
well, the first thing that came to my mind when you said he calls himself the son of
a carpenter,
that to me sounds like a symbolic representation of like the way they call Jesus Christ the son of a carpenter. Seemingly irrelevant. A low-class person, but who has come to bring some new consciousness, to do something new that's going to transcend his own time. I think everything Brimo is doing is ahead of his time. Because I see a lot of folkloric influence in his songs, and you would really agree also that most artists, people like him, when they write with what you call a deep subject in mind. And I'm going to play a song from his latest one. And this one is actually a word, or a word that we use freely. Yoruba people use it freely. It's called Banuso, which is actually saying that some things you don't discuss with people, that you keep with yourself and you internalize spiritually with the maker. This one is called Banuso, from Brimo's latest one. I hope you enjoy this one. Aditya was there. Hi, laddie. Yeah, he made my night.
But like it was the marketing in Eco FM. Wow. Hello, guys. And also, wow, it looks like a family thing today.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Idris additional. Well done, brother. Thank you, Idris. Buki Olusegun, Papati, are you ageless?
so ask it that.
That's Buki for you. Let me calm down. Calm down. Yeah, it's Buki. Yeah. Ageless.
So what is going to answer the question? What is going to answer the question?
The music of the one called Brimo, and this one is called Banu So. Well, I did say it's one of his strengths is his ability to infuse local images into his songs, and for me, he's more or less like a poet and
exactly.
a writer altogether.
Exactly, and you need to see his videos.
His videos, yeah,
very, very abstract,
yeah.
Very abstract, and you'd see that this guy has positioned himself ahead of the regular day-to-day kind of stuff you have.
That's true.
And remember, sometime in the early 90s,
yeah,
we were talking about Femi Kuti.
Femi Kuti, yeah, during the days of Club Africana.
When he did the first
song, yeah.
And this is how we discussed and said, this guy is going to go to the Kora, to the world music.
Even as at that time, people have this notion about Femi Kuti as someone who would have a problem in creating an identity, an image for himself, because of the father. Yeah. And I remember we did say then, when Miwa Jakule producing, we did say that, look, people should give this guy a chance and watch what he's going to do. And today, I mean, history has proved us right.
And I think that's where Brimo is going.
Brimo, yeah. And also in line with that, talking about Brimo, and you recall Brimo was part of the Chocolate City Gang.
Oh, I did my Corey's.
Exactly, and MI and the younger brother.
Ice Springs.
And at that time, when that single came out, Oleku came out, it was assumed then that was the best of Brimo. It was virtually singing the hook in that particular song. But he has been able to prove us wrong that actually, look guys, I've got a lot in here to deal with. And that's why I said, I think it's one of best exports for Nigeria musically. And also in that line, if you look at the lady called Asha, so I think this generation of artists seem to have something that we were lost in the past, and it's coming back to us. What do you think? If you look at the generation of artists we have now, I'm talking about people in general of Asha, Brimo, Bez, who else is there again? Timida Kolo. I mean, what do you see in the near future for Nigerian music? That genre of music, do you think it will be as massive as the commercially viable ones, where you have people writing songs about women, parties, and all that stuff?
Well, while I have a lot of respect for the exploits of the commercial artists today, we need to recognize the fact that it's always been like this in the business. It's always been like this. Even in the UK, in the United States, there's a set of people, artists, who have to keep up with the pace of the demand of the commercial music. It takes one commercial song to sustain another one, so it's like an endless cycle of repetitive recordings and trying to do something new so that you remain relevant. By the time 1, 2, 3 singles by a typical commercial artist stops catching the interest of people, then there's gonna be a struggle with the person's career, and that's how they fizzle out. Now that is a very quick, a shortcut to becoming famous, rich, and everything. But the lifespan is very short. But with the likes of Brimo, Asha, Bez, Nosa, I mean, even beautiful Nubia.
That's true.
These are the people who technically are saving their pensions.
I was going to come to beautiful Nubia later, but go on. I'm going to talk about him.
These are the crop of people who, by the kind of music they do, are saving their pensions for their old age. While on the other side, the commercial ones are, if care is not taken at, making their pensions now and spending that. That's, I hope people will understand. But it's always been like that. There's nothing unusual or abnormal about the two sides of the divide. It's just a matter of where you want to be and how much patience you're going to have, because it's a long journey. It
is a very long journey. And in that same line, because I have this feeling, I have observed that a lot of people tend to have a misconception of what commercial viability is. I think commercial viability to a lot of the new generation, as you would say, is that quick dash and then getting it now. Snapping it now, make it happen now.
Well, you could be called a commercial artist in line with the kind of music you do. Okay, song, beat, and everything, and chorus lines and everything, and that may just not be a complete definition of commercially viable music. Yeah, the commercially viable music, on the other hand, like they may say, this guy Brimo is not commercially viable.
Yeah.
But how much community does he have?
So the community is the basis.
What's the size of the community that he has now? That's in the days of social media. The community you have, the people who consistently follow you, they're interested in having the shirts you wear. In other words, even if
having your works,
even if your music is not like that of the so-called commercial artist, you could be making money from your merchandise. They're interested in the shirt you wear, in the shoes you wear. They're interested in quite a lot of things that make who you are as a brand, and that's where the commercial nature of that artist comes.
So it doesn't really have to do with you selling. And then one of the key things that because I did see an interview where Brian was being asked by a presenter in terms of what we're talking about, that you don't seem to be in the, what do you call, the popular face like every other artist. And he made mention of one thing that I was wondering. He said to me that he said in that interview that no one single Nigerian artist can tell you he or she has sold 1 million copies. It's all a lie. That the worth of any artist, the worth of a Nigerian artist, like you rightly said, is in the followership, the base you create, the community you have. So I was wondering, so is it not possible that a Nigerian artist can sell 1 million copies in that country?
Well, let me tell you something. As a student of social media, marketing, I know that there's so much hype going on. And it is said that you shouldn't believe the hype. Now, in the sphere of social media, people buy followership. You can go on YouTube, you can go on Twitter, you can go on all those places and buy followership. How much you pay determines how many
the number of people you have on getting following.
That's the hype. And the thing is that you probably have on the social media, you could have like 1.5 million followers that the rest of the world would see and believe. But the truth is that the real people who are your true followers might just be 5,000.
Wow.
So there's a difference between most of these things, except you go back to the back end and you see the metrics. That's where you really know what's really going on. So for Brimo, he might not be all in those places, but how about a Brimo getting a song publishing deal that pays him like $500,000?
That's true.
Then we know who has a career.
That's part of the industry. That's right. We're going to talk, because I know you've been an advocate of all those aspects of the music industry. We will come to that, because we're still watching Saturday Afternoon Drive, Soul Spectrum, with Olaso Komisanesi, the big one, and of course co-presenting this program with me is Papa T, Papa Spanking T. We come from way back, because we are both presenters on a program called Club Africana, which when we took off was very unpopular with people. And the intention of that program then, I know my bosses are listening now or watching, the intention of that program then was to create a platform where we believe that African music had evolved, and we knew then that the African music will be global. We never knew it would be this huge. But we are thankful that now we're here again, now 20 years after, and Nigerian music is everywhere.
Yes.
But see, that's the problem with history. Only a few people will recall this, and I know talking about Jekunle might be watching right now, because it was one of the strong pillars behind that project, and as well as
Eric Obajide,
Muyiwa Jekunle. And so it's so great to be here again, doing almost the same thing today. Even though our guest is Mike Aremo, and I quite understand. Even if I know Mike will try his best to be here, even if he's not here, we're having a swell time on the program. He's part of the family. And we'll take a break now, but when we come back, we'll look at some areas of the music industry. And I know you are actually a guru at, and let's talk about it. Because there's a young artist somewhere there watching us who might actually learn a thing or two from what we're talking about. So we take this one, it's called Do Good, featuring Sam Sultan and My Glasses.
That's another one.
Another song is called Joel, featuring Sam Sultan and Honor Rebel. It's called Do Good. Also, we have watching live from Canada. Buki Sholanke is watching us live. Tony Oluwaseun, that's really Mark Shalom.
Mark Shalom,
Mark Shalom. A fantastic brother, and also a powerful. Abijo is also watching us live from Manchester, Bolton. From Bolton, Manchester. Well, Buki Oluwaseun says, "Wow, it's been long. I heard from Asha. She reminds me of Shade Adu." Well, that's a good one. We're still on to Soul Spectrum. We'll be right back. The music of the one called Joel featuring Sound Sultan and Honor Rebel. Do Good remix version of that song. Actually, the song was done actually on Kenny's music label, if I remember very well, and it's still an artist on Kenny's music label. Well, it says Do Good. When you talk about the ability of Nigerian artists or musicians to actually look for a good subject and write a song, as it were, that has a positive vibe, a positive. I think this is one of the songs you can actually look onto. And it's not surprising that we have somebody like Sound Sultan on that song.
Well, Sound Sultan wouldn't be on just any song.
I've noticed, yeah.
He wouldn't be. And, well, this is a song that is a balance between being commercial, and being like an...
That's a good example of one.
Yeah, it strikes a balance. Yeah. And you can... The commercial aspect of the song is the chorus. Yeah. I'm going to leave you and I remember, do good, oh,
brother, do good. Yeah. It sounds like a recording decimal.
And then it takes you back to the body of the song, to the real message that is passive. Yeah. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah. And just before we move on, let's say a big shout out to Adiola Aderebibe, and I have Buki Orebanwo Essing. She's actually a gospel artist based in Australia. She's also a broadcaster. And hopefully I need to bring her on this program live on Facebook Live. Hopefully I'll try to work something out. I'm not a technically hyper person, but I will do something. I promise you. I know you're watching me live now, and she's done quite a good number of songs.
Wow!
Because and she's a mother. I mean, to cope with all that thing, I think for me is applause. We also have Grace Babalola, all the way from US. Thank you for joining us on Facebook Live. Moving on, Papa T. Actually, Ladi sent me a text Taiwo,
right,
who was once your manager,
yeah,
sent to me that he's going to deal with me when we finish this play if I don't get one of your songs to play. But unfortunately, I don't have any of your tracks with me.
You see, Wale's gonna take care of this, and that's a huge shame. Well, I forgive you. It's part of the process of becoming an old man. So you can forget the important things,
okay. So
that's one.
So you're losing your memories. Is that what you're saying?
We both wear glasses now, so.
Actually, we are still going to talk about property. We're going to come back to you because we do this almost for a decade back in Nigeria, and it was really something gratifying. Now, having said that, I was going to talk about the music publishing aspect.
Right.
Do many Nigerians, many artists presently, do they really know so much about all this aspect of the music industry, music publishing, royalties? Come back to that later, and then some other things. But recently, I saw a video on YouTube of Femi Kuti at Celebration 2018,
right.
And they had a guest who was the vice president of Nigeria. That's Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Yeah. And when he was introduced onto the stage, Femi Kuti made a request of him, and the government said, "Could you please, for once, try as much as possible? Let's build a music academy in Nigeria, something very massive that can outshine the ones they have in America and anywhere in the world." And it's just some very valid points. I think they are very valid points. Right. He said, one, what the Music Academy is proposing would do would be, one, to actually teach Nigerian artists or musicians how to play the instrument, the rudiments of what music truly is, and also to kind of enlarge into a school where anybody who's a music student can have access to it and to all other libraries of Nigerian music. What do you think?
Well, I just watched a documentary on Quincy
Jones.
Yeah.
No, that's not on. I think it's on the Netflix.
It's on Netflix, yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So I watched it, and at a point, the Smithsonian project, like a library, of the works of people in the U.S. And you would see Quincy walking through that place, and that's where you walk through a building, and you look and read and imbibe, ingest the history of
decades of American music.
Yes. Yeah. And I need to say this: we have more than required resources to make this happen. Now, you don't have to start it with a Unilag or your LASU or whatever. Let it be an academy. Okay. Let it be in a place like. Let there be a place.
Yeah.
I was discussing with one of my friends before I came to the UK that I'm hoping at a point, maybe like a Lagos State government will give me a space, will give me a land.
Okay.
Let me just build the place of my dream where people will just come and read. And when they read, it's like an academy. It's going to be physical and online. Let people just be able to come there and read. Just read books about music business, about every aspect of the business, because we keep talking about an industry. Yeah. But there's really no industry. There is really no structure.
I was going to come to that too.
It is still, just like we've been saying for many years, it is still like a jungle. It is a place where I say this without any apology, it's a place where the people who, while you were building your career like 20 years ago, were probably in their GS or SS1 or whatever, coming out, working in an advertising agency, and because you get a show, you are big. They don't know how long it took you to work at your craft, and now you're big. And you have a show of about 10 million, and they come and say you should tell the whole world you're being paid 10 million. But indeed, they're paying you just about 1.5 million or 2 million or 3 million because people who don't know how you put your craft together are sitting on top of your money, and there's nothing you can do about it. So how do you continue to improve on your craft? How do you continue to improve in your craft? There is so much ignorance. There was that time when we were doing Right on Point. God bless Great MC. Sometime in the days of Eko FM, when we started in Ikorodu, we were doing Right on Point, and it was strictly about talking about the business side of music. Who does that now? That now? And what it means is that you cannot teach people what you do not know. No. But even if we don't have a music academy in Nigeria, people can still research and go on and use the social media platform to teach people. There is no understanding of what copyright is. which is basic.
Yeah.
For anyone who writes songs, there's no excuse for any Nigerian artist who is putting music out there, who's writing a song, and he does not know copyright. He does not know the basic things. You don't know that when you put out a song and the radio station plays your music, there is what is called performance rights. Performing rights, which is different from performance fee. Your performing rights is your right that comes from the use of your work on all this electronic media and all that. Now that is one. You should know what your mechanical rights are. That for everyone who prints your CD or put your music on any mechanical device, there is a fraction of the income that is naturally supposed to come to you. They need to know about music publishing. They need to know that apart from being registered with ASCAP, with BMI, with COSON, with MCSN, whatever it may be, that when your song in Nigeria is being used on even a typical Nigerian movie, you should get some money. It's either they give you a fraction of what they make, because of the peculiar nature of the industry, you cannot account for them because they are also struggling to sell real digits. But you could have some money that is called your synchronization fee. They could pay you off and say that in the future you're going to be paid. So these are some of the things that we need to. There is a need for a proper academy where the structure will be in the curriculum that people go to learn. And while you're going through like a 10 curricula in what you have in the academy, you're able to decide if you want to become like an artist manager, you want to go into the area of music publishing, you want to go into digital marketing, you want to go into internet music publishing, you want to go into merchandising and all that. So there's a need for this kind of structure. I don't know if you have other things you would.
Okay. Now, as we're saying this, I'm going to come to the issue of the war, the copyright war in Nigeria. I'm looking at the two bodies. And I just want to say to people watching or people listening live, don't let this come as a surprise because Papa T is someone who has always been an advocate of rights for musicians and on all that stuff. And also he was an anchor of a program called Right on Point, which actually focused on the rights of artists, business side of the industry. So if you hear him, saying all what he's been saying, it's just an attempt for us to also try as much as possible to educate our minds. And I hope that he will have time to come back again on this program when we have to do an expose of Papa T. I hope you have that time.
I'll be back in London. So.
Okay, so let's move on now. And I spoke about what Femi Kuti said, and my take actually from that was actually, do you think it's possible to have that in Nigeria?
It is possible.
But what my problem is, if this is an offshoot of a government concept, do you think it will survive?
It will survive.
But how do you do that?
You never know how many people want something to work until you put it down. Just put it down. If the government puts it down and they become irresponsible, the people will take over.
I think it will be politicized like any other thing.
They will be politicized. The bottom line is someone has laid it down. Someone has given birth to a consciousness. If the government starts to mess it up, then it means that by just putting it down, right? Let them put down the structure. Let them put down the academy, right? Let them, God help them. Everything works. Everything works. Fine for everybody. But I can tell you, Nigeria needs more than just one academy.
Okay, right? That's a good one.
Nigeria needs more than just one academy. So if the government puts one down and it works, good. If it doesn't work, the government has shown people, private investors, individuals, successful musicians who do not know how to go about this thing to invest in it. And I can tell you, everybody wants to sell records, everybody wants to play shows, everybody wants endorsement. Some people can just make their money by owning an academy. You just set up an academy and you make money while you're alive. You make money in your old age. You make money when you're gone, and people will be glad that through the academy you put on ground, no matter the scale, no matter the size, they'll be glad that you made their lives meaningful. You made them know what they never did. So it's possible. It is possible.
It's still Soul Spectrum on NAIJA 101.1 FM with the big one, and also co-presenting with me is Pupa Spanking Tintoyin Ojeyomi. We'll take a break now. I will bring you a very good song. This one is actually an artist, just to back you up what you said recently, just some minutes ago. The consistency, or if you have a passion for anything in life, consistency is the name of the game. People want to be assured that you are not the fizzle type. You come today and all that, but you keep on at the art. And this young man, well, it's no longer a young man, he's about 40 now. I'm about to play his song, has proven to Nigerians that he has been tried, tested, and can be trusted in this kind of music. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Two-Face Idibia. Today's called Tubaba. We come back, we'll talk about Two-Face and of course his ability and his ability in terms of consistency. I mean, he keeps on polishing his craft. And again, he's still relevant in this time and season in Nigerian music. This is Two Face Studio. Of course, this one, Amaka featuring Peruzzi. Let me bring Abby's watching. That's good. Yeah. Abby says, look at my party. I'm so happy. Abby,
Abby, I'm coming to Bolton.
Yeah.
Coming to here.
Booking Australia says, I cite you.
We cite you to.
We cite you to sister. All the way from Australia. Bookie Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Sri Lanka is there. He's actually giving us a lot of props for. Yeah, Tony McShalom says, oh yeah, grateful. Great job, bro. Watching live again.
Right.
It's almost a culture down. Oh my God. Wonderful people. Wonderful people. Ayo Ademokoya is also watching.
Yay!
Ayo Ademokoya is also watching live. Ayo Ademokoya is in Ibadan. We grew up training as artists there. Ayo Ademokoya is watching. Wow. So much. So beautiful. Wow. Okay, well, Abidu wants to join us. Like says, add me. Then we can bring her live.
Yeah.
Add me.
Yeah.
Add me. I want to join live. Abidu. That's her. That's her. We're supposed to approve. Yeah. You know, I'm not a technical. I need to understand that. Yeah. That's Tara Black of Shikoya. Is watching? Yeah. Wow. Let's see what happens then. Yeah. What's that? Yeah. He's actually going, yeah. Okay, let's go. 101.1 FM, you're listening to NAIJA FM. We have Happy Live from
I'm coming to Bolton. Are you ready?
Well,
I'm coming to Bolton.
I am loving this show. You guys are killing it as always.
Thank you.
Following you from NAIJA.
Thank you.
So you guys are amazing. The synergy is just effortless.
Thank you so much.
Abby,
And honestly, it's so good to my soul.
Oh my! Don't let my wife hear you.
Abby, and stop trying to sound like a professional colleague. You know, it's a family thing behind the scenes. You know.
No, what did I say that your wife will be? That I said this good to my soul, smiley.
I'm just kidding. I think well, I just want to thank you, Abby, for.
Yeah, with your party gone.
Yeah.
Yes, now.
Of course you'll be smiling.
My boy from way back, you know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you. I'm still your boy.
You know what I'm saying?
He passed way back. This is a family thing. You know, it's a family something.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Abby.
Honestly, what you're saying about the music industry, what you were saying,
Yeah.
It's so true because you know I do a show with about African music and everything.
Yeah, Abby's place.
And when I'm talking to artists and everything, the ignorance is staggering.
Yeah.
You know, and it's this whole I want to be rich. I want to you know, put up pictures. I want to have Instagram likes. I want to have Facebook likes, and I want everybody to recognize me as a star.
Yeah.
And in fact, I personally think that sometimes politicians use musicians to distract people from what is going on
Okay.
in the country. Because look at what happened. There was killing killing in Kaduna, there was killing in Abuja.
Yeah.
The very same time, the Fever video broke. People forgot about the people who were killed. They were all talking about stew. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
And you know, it's a frightening thing because I look at trends because I'm into politics.
Yeah.
And I look at all the trends, and it's quite alarming sometimes.
Yeah.
How so coincidental these things happen.
Right. Yeah.
And it makes me wonder and worry what exactly is going on.
Right.
So, Papa T, I understand what you're saying about the government being involved and setting up. But you see, as I wrote in my comments, I said that academy will live and die every 4 years.
Right.
And when you set up something of that caliber, you want it to continue.
Yeah.
So I don't personally subscribe to the government being involved. Because especially with the government we've got, there's no confidence at all. No confidence in the one that is there and in the one they're planning to put there. No confidence.
All right, just so we don't, just so we don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially with the government we've got.
Okay.
There's no confidence at all.
Okay. Abi, you know, you do us a favor. Let's take some calls now. We will have to get back to you again because I know because we don't have too much time.
No problem.
But thank God you've joined us back again, so the family is back again. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abi. Well, Abi Dawu, for those watching, is actually a presenter, and she's at Bolton FM. She is one of those people who have been celebrating Nigerian artists, and she gets to broadcast, I think, on Wednesdays 11 or 10, I think, on Bolton FM. So you can actually catch up with her on that program. I tell you, she's another good one.
Yes.
These are people who are representing Nigeria properly. As we were saying before we went on that break, we had the music of Two-Face Idibia, who's now known as Tubaba. Apati, this young man is a testimony to the fact that when you are consistent with what you have been given, the gift you've been given, and when you truly know your onions, and you open yourself to a lot of changes as they come, and even though when the changes come in, they do not take you away from the original concept of who you are. I think Two-Face has proved to us that a Nigerian musician or artist of this generation can be successful. You don't really have to sing songs of, Louis lyrics and everything. If you try to look at his works over the years, he's one artist that you can actually say, no, this one is the first to reckon with.
Right. Well, the first thing I'd say, swinging between being a person on radio, on stage, in studio, I would say one thing. Talent may be something, but attitude is everything.
Attitude,
in the business. Now, there's something about Two-Face. No man is perfect. But there's something about Two-Face. He is humble. He is a very down-to-earth person. He is simple. The more he increases in status in every strata, the more he comes down to the level of everybody. He swings between the top and the bottom. I think that has an influence on his music, because even now, his songs are number one. The attitude of Two-Face, his human relations, disposition helps a lot. And I dare to say this, not many new artists have that. They have not even started. They come out with a single. People are just knowing them. And you can't even approach them. And they are so rude. They are so rude. And they don't believe in what is called to pay dues. Now I can say this with every sense of modesty. Two-Face in 1998, we performed together on Benson and Hedges. 1998.
Wow, that's a long time.
At that time, Two-Face was, he and Blackface, they were backups for Weird MC. And we were all on the same stage with Bumi Sawyer. And all through that period, Two-Face was recording with so many people. Some of these recordings that he was doing never came out.
Wow.
We did about 10 songs with Weird MC at a certain point that none of the songs were released.
Okay.
Two-Face records with a lot of people in those days that never really. That's talking about consistency.
Consistency,
Now things started happening, right? And even a cripple can walk up to Two-Face and he will listen to them. And the more you do all of these things, the more people are looking at you, the more accessible you are. Not selling, not just losing yourself in the process. The more accessible you are, the more you humble you are, the more respectful to you. Even as you become bigger, the more people want to do stuff with you. Even people in the industry cannot but do something with Two-Face.
That's true. It's like an endorsement on people's songs.
Character.
So talent is not enough.
It's not enough. But look, give me one Two-Face. I'll give you a 10,000 people far talented than Two-Face, far more creative, better songwriters, better singers than Two-Face. But what separates them? Two-Face has character. He has character. Most of the new artists don't have it. Forgive me, they don't have it.
Wow.
Yeah, people can look more, up to Two-Face as a role model.
Yeah.
Than they will look at some other new entrants who seem to have more than Two-Face.
Wow.
But it's only a matter of time.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. You're still watching us if you're on Facebook Live and you're still listening to Soul Spectrum with Komi Sanusi, the big one, and my guest, of course, my co-presenter today is Pupa Spanking T. And I would like to apologize because our guest, I think, is caught up in traffic, and I keep saying on this program when I come here that people have this misconception that there's no traffic in London. There sure is traffic in London, and if you're lucky to be on the very smooth ones, you get your way out of it. And
we were lucky,
and we were really lucky because we were stuck in traffic as well, even though we left home on time. So I'd like to apologize for those who are anticipating that microphone. You might show up maybe if we have 5 minutes to go, but I tell you something. I've known this man over the years. He is a man of character as well.
Yes.
Mike is another person.
Yes.
You can testify to his character.
If
Mike tells you he's coming, he will be here. So I just, on behalf of Mike and myself, want to say to you, if you're watching and you're listening live, that we duly apologize. And hopefully, I will have Mike back here. Because he's having his concert on November 9. It's called 59 Minutes of Worship with Mike Aremu. And those are part of the things we wanted to highlight on this program today.
Right.
I know he's listening now and probably saying, oh my, but not to worry. As I said to you, I can vouch for his character. Yeah. You're still listening to Soul Spectrum with the big one, and co-presenting today is my brother, my friend. We call him the small man with a big heart. Up next is this song, a beautiful one. We're going to the Fuji Circle now, and this is a song done by a guy I love so much. You might be wondering, what am I doing with Fuji music? I tell you, way back on Club Africana, good music is good music, and this is a guy called Said Oshuba. Here we go. What is wife? What is wife? This character is everything. Look at London. Bookie says latex, they are not man now, you're wearing glasses. Every other one, look who's talking. Look who's talking. You've been wearing it 2 years ago, so you are the older one. Wow, will have been wonderful today. Wow, this is awesome. In fact, when I sound well done, Jojo, that's why we're working together. Even Senator, he beat all our expectations. So look for a wife of Senator now from my village.
Don't mind them. Don't mind them. Everybody will go someday. Everybody will come back.
Oh my God, this is wonderful. I know Jojo is having a wonderful time. And Debbie is having a wonderful time too. Nika,
yeah, that's my baby.
Nika is here as well. Wow. This is really Get your power, I get my right, not the reality. You place your power over my right, sake of humility. The justice, power, peace, correct, unity. Let's unite and fight tribalism. We have somebody, Professor, somebody's on there. Yinka Samuel. Yeah, Yinka Samuel. He's a cooker. Wazubia is here. Oh. Wazubaba. Wazubia, the cooker. Wow. Baba, this is awesome. It is a show to remember. Yeah, you guys are around. Yeah, you guys are around. She's actually watching live now. Yeah, Ali. Okay, let's go. The music of the one called Saheed Osupa. I said Dr. Saheed Osupa because everybody's a doctor in the Fuji industry. Everybody has a doctorate or professor.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, Babati, just before I move into the next one, I want us to look at the Fuji music industry. Not too much, not intensively. But this gentleman, there's something about him that I've found so hard to understand. If he picks on any subject, he has the ability to actually sit down and go deep in that particular subject. If you listen to that song, it's actually what you can call a song that has to do with politics and social responsibility of government to the people and the people to the government. Now, what are your assessments of Saheed Osupa as an artist?
Well, it's probably one of those people I would allow to pass.
Okay.
If he was called a doctor. Forgive me and ask me why.
Yeah.
I would see him as a doctor of letters. A doctor of words. He's a wordsmith. He's a poet in the Yoruba parlance. Yeah. And each time I listen to Saheed Osupa, I tend to conclude that Fuji music is to Nigeria what rap music is to in the Western.
Wow, that's true. Is.
You look at the Saheed Osupa.
Yeah.
Look at the things he says and everything. Go and think about the DMX. Think about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Think about the Biggie. Think about the Snoop.
Yeah.
Think about the KRS-One. You know, what makes it look like they're different is culture, language. You know, the different parts of the world from where they come from. Function. So Saheed Osupa, is a wordsmith, and I believe personally that the songs of Saheed Osupa are going to transcend, this period.
Okay. Okay. Because of our time, shortly before we go, I just want us to do a word from you regarding music and politics. And a big shout out to Lukman Sanusi. Thank you so much for joining us also. He's another very big man in terms of writing and everything. He's a writer and he's everything. Lukman Sanusi is one good. I'm looking forward to meet him in person because I've heard so much about him. And come to think of it, we share the same surname.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he's probably your brother.
Oh, shut up. So I knew you were going to go there. Just before we go quickly, music and politics, in just one about 30 seconds now. What should be the role of Nigerian artists in politics? Taking into account the sensitive nature we have now in Nigeria, what should be their role? Well, in 30 seconds.
I'm not against Nigerian artists being in politics, as long as they can go with their principle, with their commitment, that they have to their calling, to their profession first, and they can be involved and bring everything they know they have, they're supposed to, their responsibility they have to their career, bring it to bear in the area of politics. But is that possible? I can't answer that.
Wow. Well, it's been a wonderful time on this program today. And just before you go, Patty, just one line to someone out there who's actually an artist or who's intending to be intending to be a recording artist. I mean, what advice would you give them out there?
Remember that with a little talent,
a
good character, and a deep knowledge of the business side of music, you can be successful.
Okay.
You can be successful.
So promise you'll be back again before you go back to America.
I'll be back in London. Well, let me say a very big thank you to Jojo that I met him for the first time, and I love his vibe. To Debbie, my baby, one of the finest girls in the UK. We're gonna celebrate you.
Please don't.
Wale Hassan. Wale, it's so nostalgic. On a very serious note, it feels so good to be here with you. To the original senator, let's go home, let's make money. That's what money is. To my wife, Olaniwaju Ojayomi, the one who made this trip possible for me, Ladi Taiwo, thank you so very much. I'm looking for a Lola or Biola Davis in London. Can somebody find them for me, please?
Okay. A big shout out to everyone who's been part of this program today. Thank you so much. We've had a wonderful time on this program. As I said, I apologize once again that Mike couldn't make the show today. My name is Olaso Komisanusi, and I want to leave you with this this week. I always say to you that it's not what you say that counts, it's how you say what you say. And also, it's not what you do to people or how you help them that matters to them, it's what you say to them in their down moments. May you be that person who will lift somebody up today. I'll see you next week and have a wonderful weekend.